Throughout the year, you look forward to many annual events and special occasions. Sometimes you can hype them up so much that they seem to pass by in a blur. Afterward, you return to your daily life feeling a lack of excitement until you can find another experience to anticipate eagerly. I'm Keith, your everyday polymath, here to encourage you to savor each moment in your life. By having gratitude for both the good and the bad times you experience daily, you will realize all of the reasons you have to be thankful. Every moment will mean a little bit more to you, and you'll no longer be a person just watching time fly past you. Everybody does it. You focus so much of your energy on something in your future that you become consumed by it. It could be a significant life event like a wedding or finally finishing school. Maybe you can't wait for a much-needed vacation or your annual holiday gathering. No matter what it is, the experience you've been waiting for could end up being a letdown. Or it could fly by so fast you don't get the opportunity to enjoy it. Everyone experiences a certain amount of disappointment as a result. You put so much hope into something and it lets you down. Did the experience let you down? Or did you cause your dissatisfaction? By setting your expectations too high, you end up being disappointed. I don't think that's what's occurring, though. High expectations keep you from accepting a mediocre or substandard performance in your life. It would be best if you always look to exceed expectations and want that reciprocated. Instead, I think it is often a lack of gratitude for the small things in life that can lead to the significant disappointments in the aftermath of an event. Suppose you can't appreciate the small gifts that life presents each day. How can you expect to fully absorb the details of a situation you were so anxious to have occur? It is overwhelming as the time speeds past you before you even realize it. At best, you'll have a few memories as highlights and maybe some pictures if you remember to take them. If only it were possible to stop time. I can't help but think about the song Time Stands Still by the band Rush from one of my favorite albums, Hold Your Fire. In the hit song, Neil Peart, the drummer and lyricist for the band, eloquently conveys this universal feeling in the words, "Time stands still. I'm not looking back, but I want to look around me now. Time stands still. See more of the people and the places that surround me now. Freeze this moment a little bit longer. Make each sensation a little bit stronger. Make each impression a little bit stronger. Freeze this motion a little bit longer." I don't think there's a better anthem for living in the present than that. Especially during special moments with family and friends, we all wish that time would last forever. Unfortunately, our time will always be our most limited and valuable resource, being consumed before our very eyes. We can't freeze time or relieve any bit from our past. In your cases of past adversity, this is a good thing, because no matter how bad things were, you'll never have to recreate that trauma again. However, it also means that those joyous milestones in your life are forever lost in the past. What can you do to not waste precious time? And how can you absorb a little bit more significance from every experience? I just wanted to take a moment to thank the people at Anchor for putting together such an awesome podcasting tool. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. First off, it's free, so you can launch your podcast with no risk at all and at your own pace. With their incredible creation tools, you can record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. It couldn't be easier. Not to mention, Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so you can be heard on all of the major platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many, many more. You can even earn money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. If you've been curious about launching your own podcast, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to start today. I have often wished I could freeze moments in time. As someone who has traveled and moved around a lot, I find that quality time with friends and family is very precious. Wherever I am, I realize that this period will end eventually, even if I don't know precisely how or when. You can control a portion of your future, but there are always some unknowns. Life's journey often has you moving on to new places. Sometimes the people you meet come with you, and sometimes you only cross paths for a brief period. You may find your way back to each other down the road, but often you have already received what you needed from that relationship. Any future contact will never entirely be the same. You may sometimes struggle with the disappointment that is a byproduct of change. It makes you feel a little regretful for not enjoying your past experiences a little more. Can you think of a time in your life when you later felt sorry for not appreciating an experience a little more? Did something change that led you to that realization? Or was it the harsh reality you faced when the good time was over? Reflect on the experience and focus on your remorse for not making the most of the moment. Imagine what you could have done to feel like you made the most of your time. Maybe you did all you could do, but you probably could have done a little bit more. Now take that negative feeling of regret and use it as a deterrent. You don't want to feel that way about what should be some of the happiest times in your life. Instead, become more mindful and appreciate each special moment that life presents you. Suppose you could adapt this outlook throughout your day. In that case, you'll begin living a genuinely fulfilling life by experiencing all of the highs and lows without distraction. You'll appreciate all the details most people ignore daily. This appreciation will open your eyes to a whole new world. By being aware of so much more, you'll realize how thankful you are for it. Your gratitude will fuel your positivity, and your awareness will make you a better problem solver. The combination of appreciation and attention will ensure that you are experiencing life to its fullest. How can you be more mindful? The first step is to put down your phone. Limit your time on electronic devices and experience the world around you. There's nothing worse than meeting up with a friend for coffee or lunch, and all they do is keep checking their phone. I'm a firm believer that if you can't have a conversation for an hour or two without limiting your phone usage, you probably don't want to be there. Remember, the most valuable gift anyone can give is their time. Don't give half-heartedly or waste yours on someone who doesn't deserve it. Nurture distraction-free relationships by listening more than you talk. Please make an effort to understand the details of what you're saying before formulating your response. Continually thinking about what you want to say can be even more significant of a distraction than a cell phone. Just let conversations flow naturally. You can gather your thoughts on what you'd like to communicate without obsessing over them. Another mindfulness tip for major milestones is to make a conscious effort to reflect on the fact that the moment you've been waiting for has arrived. Don't let it distract you from the experience. Just find a small moment to reflect and feel thankful for it. It could be as simple as looking at yourself in the mirror with a smile and saying, "Hey, we're finally here." It'll give you a chance to absorb the moment and enjoy it without wondering if you appreciate it enough. Live your life with no regrets, only life lessons. Experience every moment in this beautiful life to the fullest. Appreciate what you have, even the hard lessons you have to learn along the way. all of it helps you to develop to who you are and get you to where you want to go. Enjoy the journey. The destination along the way are only thumbtacks on a map. It's the little things that you'll most fondly remember. Shout out to all my aspiring everyday polymaths out there subscribing to the podcast, following us on social media, and picking up my book on Amazon, Becoming an Everyday Polymath. Your support means everything to me. Please keep passing the word on to anyone you think would benefit from joining us on our journey of self-improvement. The Everyday Polymath lifestyle is for everybody. We all may have different goals, but we can lean on one another and raise each other up as we grow our incredible community. Reach out to me and let me know what other topics you'd like to discuss on the podcast. I really appreciate your questions and comments. I'm also looking for intriguing people to interview in upcoming episodes. Please contact me on my website, www.everydaypolymath.com, with any suggestions. I'm your host, Keith, wishing you healthy and safe travels on your everyday polymath journey. Until next time, stay curious, polymaths.